Rightio, yeah, my name's Peter Price. I'm sponsored by Wilson. They look after me with these Venom rods. I do a lot of, hard bodies and that, cracking them across the weed bed. I call it cracking, in all the timber lines, all the alleys that the Barras move through. I've got a small boat, so this rod's 5'9", and that really suits me for cracking hard bodies. The technique that I use is just launch that lure out, wind up the slack, pull it down towards the boat. Then what I normally like to do is just push the rod back towards the lure, so the line's got like nearly a metre of slack in the line, and then I just crack it pretty well as hard as I can till you hear the whip. And a lot of times even that braid, it'll just, you'll hear it crack on top of the water, and it's making noise in the water that the fish, I believe, hear. And when you crack it, it's a bit like a snatch 'em strap when you're pulling a four-wheel drive out, you know. It's only that last little bit of your metre of that line getting really cracked that actually just whacks that lure up, and that lure just does that. Sometimes it'll turn around on itself. Do a couple of those and just leave it sit there and pause. And sometimes even if it's a floating lure, you allow it to float up a little bit just so that Barra can get that visual on it, and then crack it down and leave it there, and that's your retrieve all the way back. And these 5'9", down, in, and just crack them as hard as you can, and you can't crack them too hard, you know what I mean. And the big fish like this right here is caught heaps of Barra on it, and that 8 kilo, you've got enough power then when they're in the weed to hold their head up a little bit. And even if you've got a foot of weed, water over the top of the weed, you can hold that fish up and he just swims around the top of the weed and try and just keep him out, pull him out of the trees when you need to. And it's just the magic rod that I love for just cranking lures, so just snack them. Yeah, if you need any more information on these Venom rods, go to wilsonfishing.com, and Dicko and the boys will look after you there, mate, but they're a magic rod. Thank you.